Test mic, test mic. Good morning, everyone. It's June 3rd, 2025, 9:38 in the morning, and we're here looking at what SPY is gonna do today. So SPY is a little bit flat, down by 0.02%, not a lot, but we are hovering around the VWAP. I'm waiting for SPY to push through that VWAP and see if we have a little bit of a bounce today. So critical level here is the daily that 592.36 acting as a very strong resistance just because it had been touched a couple of times. So yesterday that was the high of that candlestick, as well as 2 days or 3 days ago that was the high of that candlestick as well. So another rejection there at the VWAP at 592.59. Earlier today, that level at 592.10 acted as a support. Let's see if that is still the case. So what we saw at the open was a big rejection at 593.24. And looking at the pre-market here, you got a low of 589 with a high of 592. Then at the open, it surged all the way up to 593.24 before it had that rejection. So right now, we open a very small position for an options trade for SPY. And so initially at the open, it was so strong. We were waiting for another surge up, and it did not. It had a rejection, so got stopped out. Now building a position right here. Now stop loss here is below the low of that options trade worth 593. And let's see, let's just make sure that our stop loss is set. So bounce at 1.01, just hovering again at that level, 592.41. Let's see if this one now has the strength to move higher. So stop loss, low of the day, just doing some options trade on the SPY. So for this one, since our initial entry 1.21 added to 1.29, stop loss is at at 0.99. So we are having a 0.30 risk here. Let's see, thinking of adding to this position. SPY now is above the VWAP. So SPY, looking at what SPY is doing, another rejection at the VWAP, but hovering around the VWAP, thinking of adding to this position. All right, so just added to that position, and this is what the SPY is doing. We are now above the VWAP. With that, add. Okay, taking some partials here. Partials again. Another partial there. We just had a big surge up in the SPY. And yeah, closing the position. So here's what SPY did. SPY had a surge up at the VWAP, and we were building that position. So what I did not like about SPY is, although it had that surge up, it did not have a lot of volume bar here. So I was really aggressive in covering that position. So we were all out at that position, but it still is moving higher. But we were able to capture that move. So that was an add 1.23 all the way to 1.37. Now SPY is having that rejection again at 593, but we are calling it a day. And let's see, make sure everything here before we do our recap is connected. So another rejection there at 1.5. Here's what the stock is doing. Rejection again, critical level, and that's why we have our level right there. All right, so SPY still hovering around 593. And we're done with our trade. So let's do our recap. All right, so SPY still hovering around 593. All right, so for our recap, we did only a SPY trade today, and it still is heading higher, but we'll call it a day. I do have a meeting, so we'll keep this short and simple. So let me make sure everything is connected here before we do our recap. All right, so good morning, everyone. It's June 3rd, 2025, 9:45 in the morning, less than 15 minutes into the trading day, and we are done for the day. So we only traded an options trade with SPY. So SPY was hovering around a very critical level at the daily. All right, so here's what SPY is doing. So let me remove some of the levels here just to make it clear. All right, so what we saw today was SPY is hovering around that level, very strong resistance there, which is at 593. It had been touched a couple of times yesterday. That was the high of that candlestick. 2 days before, and then this wick right here, this one as well, and here. So very strong resistance there at 593. But what we can see here is this big hammer from yesterday. Big hammer yesterday, almost a doji looking right here 2 days ago. It gives us a sense of bias that SPY is going to be strong today. And the good thing about doing an options trade is you don't need to have crazy moves of like $10 or $20. Very minimal move. You always have to keep in mind that we multiply that to 100. So let's say you buy an options trade, a one contract, multiply that to 100. So that's a 100 contract. And that's the power of options. So what we saw with SPY was there's a level at 589. We always start our trading day with a pre-market low and a pre-market high. Pre-market high is at 592. All right, so 592 at the open, what we can see here is it created that surge of buyers for the SPY for this to create what we call an opening range breakout. So 592 all the way to 593. Now, with our options trade, we did not get to capture that. So that one is, let's see here, 930, that surge up. we were late in the party, so we were able to buy contract at 1.47, adding to that position. But you always have to respect, honor your stop loss. So if surge up, did not get to have that follow through, we were late in the party. If we were able to buy it at this level 1.27, that could have been a profitable one, but we were late in the party, so we were initial entry there, initial trade was a loss. But that's why you have to always have the stop loss, because otherwise it will ruin your day trading career. So first trade is a red trade. Now what we get to see here is that level that is being respected as a strong support. So what I did was start to build a position, re-entered to the long, added to the position, stop loss, giving it a little bit of a room. So stop loss is below 1, and then I was so close to getting stop out, and then look at what it did. The volume bar is starting to creep up. At this confirmation that there are volume bar, there are buyers willing to step in for this trade. That's the confirmation that we were looking for, and that's where we added to that position. So after we added to that position, going back and forth, this is the options chart, going back and forth. So this one is 941. This now is the chart for SPY at 941. Look at the surge of, where is that, 941? Surge of buyers that came. So it went all the way up the VWAP and then pushed through, testing that level again at 593.24. Now, what I don't like about this is the volume bar. Look at the volume bar here, 195,000. That's not a lot. And you can actually tell that this is just going to go through a consolidation mode because of lack of a volume bar. There is the balance between the buyers and the sellers, hence it is just consolidating at that price. But once it surged up all the way up right here, 593, all the way pushing through the VWAP, so that's 941, and then 941, look at the volume bar here. Now we're looking at the options chart. 941, surge of buyers, and as soon as it moves right there, I just started to cover. Now I got stop out, and last position at 1.36, did not get all out at the highest point of this candlestick, just because I keep looking at SPY, and what I did not like is, again, we did not have a lot of volume bar to tell me that this is indeed a continuous breakout. So sure enough, after that push through, and then now it's just consolidating, and then now we're just back in VWAP. So we're ending the day, traded 15 minutes today. As I mentioned earlier, I do have a meeting, so we'll keep this short and simple. And for those of you guys who are trying to navigate this day trading world, I hope you guys get to check our website. It's called ecourseunlock.com. We do share a lot of resources there, which includes one of our favorite, let me just type it, if I can type right. One of our favorite strategy, which is an opening range breakout. This opening range breakout actually happened today, and it's clearer right here on this first candlestick. We did not get to capture that. We got stop out on our first trade, which is right here. But going back to what I was saying earlier, please check our website out because we do have some freebies for you guys, just to say thank you for, just supporting us in YouTube. So please give it a try. Download this free PDF file. It's, I think, 20 pages long at least for that opening range breakout. And we do have our trading recap there as well. Sorry, that was loud. All right, sorry, that was loud. All right, so we do have that trading recap as well. And we are venturing out now to real estate, just because that's what you want to do. You want to diversify your portfolio. Once you have an income generating stream through day trading, you want to set it aside, invest it in real estate. In that way, you can have a passive income that you don't have to, if you don't want to trade eventually, and you can just in real estate, even when you're sleeping, you're making money. So that's the power of real estate. But anyhow, I hope you guys had a good trading day. If you do have questions, please feel free to email us out or reach out through our website. And with that, stay green. We do live online day trading every Tuesday, 9:30 in the morning. And we'll see you next week. Thank you for watching. Keep it green. And yeah, thank you.